welcome to Jurassic Park. What's this, 29 or 30? I think it's up there.
30.
I think it's 29.
Well,
It's 29.
29?
Yeah, it's the last of the twos.
Ah, gotcha.
Yeah, it's that big year.
Ah.
I guess. I wouldn't know, but you've got Ricky and myself here. Tom's gonna be joining us a little bit later. He's selling cards right now.
Yeah.
We are doing this on a Wednesday night. We've got some things going on tomorrow, so we're gonna get this out early because I know you guys want to look at the tournament. We've got quite a packed show, I would say. Got some punishment stuff, extreme rule picks, a little bit of AEW. I know Tom wanted to talk about AEW for some godforsaken reason. But you know what we should do? Let's talk G1.
G1? I haven't watched it at all yet.
Really?
Yeah, I haven't.
Me either.
Well,
I thought you would have been catching up.
It's just been it started at a weird time, so now like I've just gotten like really busy over the last few days at like work and stuff, so I haven't been able to catch up actually.
That kind of sucks, dude.
I know, because John Moxley's 2-0. He just beat who'd he just beat? Jeff Cobb. I think he just beat him.
Who's fat Jeff Cobb?
Yeah,
isn't Jeff Cobb fat?
He's Samoa Joe's size. Right? Samoa Joe's size. So he's like
Samoa Job.
Yeah,
I take that back. I take that jab. I take it back. Take it back. Take it back. That just kind of slipped out.
So he's I guess he's Otis from Heavy Machinery big, where he's like
so he's big.
Yeah, he's big, but he's powerful at the same time. And agile.
Gotcha.
That
makes sense.
Viscera big or anything like that.
So do you like Jeff Cobb? Like, would you?
Hell no, I don't like that boring, whatever he is, Samoa Joe light. That's what he is. A babyface Samoa Joe, I guess. No, man.
He's a babyface Joe.
Yeah, he's just, man.
That doesn't like compute.
Yeah. And he just does the little, the hanging, whatever that thing is called, the Hawaiian sign with his hands, with the thumb and the pinky. I know what you're talking about. The one that everyone does. Yeah, he just does that a lot and smiles a lot, and then he just hanging suplexes people to death.
What is it with everyone smiling all the time?
I don't know. They're living their dreams, I guess. I don't know. It's just so lame.
Dude, Finn Balor's whole gimmick is him just looking around and smiling at people.
I know, right? He's for everyone.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I forgot about that. Balor Club and the whole deal.
That old spiel.
Yeah.
G1. Oh, what did you think about Natty winning the Fatal 4-Way?
Dude, look, 25 minutes or wherever they had it booked at was such a stupid idea. I get why they want her up there in Toronto. Because, throw Sasha Banks in there. I don't know. It makes sense to me if they couldn't get Banks to do her deal. But, I mean, how many times are we going to see Natty? I know you like Natty.
Oh, yeah.
But, how many times do we need to see her? And it's like she doesn't do anything different.
Right. Well, it just seems like this is just going to be a setup for a bigger thing. Because obviously Danny's not going to win. But this will be Becky Lynch needs to have a good match at some point in the last few months. And she's going to get it with Natty. Even though...
You think so? Dude, Becky Lynch is not good, though. That's the thing.
But Natty can carry her, though.
Natty can't carry anyone, dude.
Yeah.
Dude, nobody... All right, this isn't sexist. It's real. Nobody in the women's division can carry anyone.
Right. Well, I mean, the Bayley and Amber Moon match is going to be pretty fire. But that match is going to get less minutes.
Nobody's carrying. It's just good. They're just good.
Right. I don't know. I mean, Natty and Becky Lynch, it's been done before, hasn't it?
Probably, dude.
Oh, my God. Yeah, I don't... Because it's probably been done when they were both jobbing anyway. So I'm not. Yeah.
Who cares? Here's the thing. Who cares, right? It's the post match promo is fine, even though they're resorting to the same old. Oh, you're a whore. You're a bitch. Blah blah blah. Like that's built up now,
right?
Whatever. So we'll see. I mean, it's going to be interesting to see the juxtaposition between the two builds between Ember Moon and Bayley, which will be competitive, and then Becky Lynch and Natalya, which will be just throwing insults at each other. And you're a cat lady. Oh, you stink. Blah, blah, blah.
Oh, yeah,
dude, that's what it's going to be.
It's going to be the same exact storyline.
I know.
If it wasn't with Nikki Bella and John Cena, well, if it wasn't. It was like
exactly.
Yeah, it's like I'll take your band. So I don't know. I totally forgot what it was, but it's a recycled storyline. And
did you see Becky Lynch chirp with Vince Russo a bit?
She what in the pre-show?
No, Vince Russo said he chirped at Becky. He goes, "If I were booking the show, I would have had Becky screw Seth over." And then Becky tweeted back at him and said, "I did."
Oh.
Get it? Because sex, right?
Oh, yeah. Sexual relations.
Yeah,
that's funny.
Kinda. I don't know, man. It was just she's on Twitter, dude. She's so fucking obnoxious. Like, I get it was interesting at first, but now it's like, all right, we get it. You know, it's like we got it. So
it's a good thing I don't. It's a good thing I don't follow. Yeah, I don't follow anyone. I don't. No one's Twitter account is anyone's except for like Tommaso Ciampa's, I guess. But other than his, is anyone else's Twitter good?
Kevin Owens isn't bad. He'll use it to build.
Big E's not bad either.
That's really it.
I
can't There's not a lot, dude.
Yeah,
there's like no. What are they supposed to use it for? Like you're getting work now, so everything's in character. And then if it's not in character, it's either about like Special Olympics shit or like war or like a holiday. You know,
right?
It's not really interesting. So I just kind of stay away from it. But of course, you got fucking wrestling fans slurping up every goddamn consonant that comes out of it. And then I don't know. So here's the thing. Raw was like brutal. Outside of the club stuff, which is great by the way. Somehow Styles was getting like super booed, which is perfect.
Right.
Because he kicked the shit out of the Mexicools.
He said the Mexicools.
Yeah. Raw was bad. It was good for a split second. I thought Orton was going to beat Rollins in the main event. But of course not.
No.
We can get to Orton in a bit, but at this point, man, I don't know about you. What's your opinion on Rollins? I get why people love him, but he's gotten so like uninteresting.
Who's that?
I don't know if it's just me, but like he does. Like, it's the nasally voice. It's like him complaining. It's like Brock Lesnar always there. Like it's not doing anything for me.
Who?
I'm not sure if you feel the same way or not.
Who? Seth Rollins?
Rollins.
Yeah. I was always down on him. I just find him so boring to me. That's why like I don't mind this. I mean the Becky Lynch thing is kind of hokey to me to have this like, oh we're putting our romance on screen and then maybe we are screwing each other. We're not. Maybe she's going to cost me a match. I'm going to cost her a match.
Right.
But it's the most interesting, I guess, addition to his character. It's the only addition to his character in the last, I don't know, this is like 3-4 years. You know what I mean? It's his babyface and his heel persona is almost exactly the same, except he just laughs more as a heel. I mean, that's it. He does the same speeches. He has the same smug look on his face. He has the same mannerisms. It's just, I don't know, nothing about Rollins.
You bring up a good point.
Yeah.
It kind of branches off to a good point in terms of how to book like a good babyface nowadays. What does that look like? Because it's the modern era has kind of torn down a lot of your standard baby heel character.
Right.
So everyone just seems kind of like a brand. But how do you build an effective babyface in today's era? And we can talk baby, we can talk heel later. But like without going, because all right, you got your normal tropes, which is the underdog, which is I don't know, Daniel Bryan, for example. He's a perfect example of the trope from like 5 years ago, right? The whole evolution thing, blah blah blah. He's smaller than the guys, works his way up, gets the crowd behind him, bang. All right, so you got that. Then you have the anti-authority babyface,
right?
The Austin trope, which they've fucking tried a bajillion times. We can talk about them going back to the wall too much of that. But like outside, and I guess you can go with I'm just really good and I'm not an asshole about it babyface, like that, like the Ricochet or AJ Styles from a year ago, right?
Right.
Like what other like other, or Smiley guy, like that's really all they got.
Like Apollo Crews.
Like how? Yeah, Apollo Crews, perfect example. Smiley guy. Apollo, what's your gimmick? I smile and I flip, like every other fucking person on the roster. What is it that they need to do to build a babyface you can get behind?
Right. Well, the last great babyface was Daniel Bryan in 2014.
Okay.
And the point is like he should be winning the battles but losing the war, if that makes sense. So
yeah, no, I gotcha.
So they keep having the babyfaces lose matches, and that's not. You're supposed to be losing. He's supposed to be winning matches still to make him look strong, to make him into and still be a credible threat to the heel champion. But once he wins, he just gets destroyed, beat down, bloodied, or whatnot. He keeps getting one step forward, but then gets knocked back 2 steps backwards. And that's how you build a babyface. Is like after each and every setback, he will conquer in the end. But they just keep having him just lose a match, and it's like, all right, well, is he going to win a match anytime soon or what? And then they beat him down afterwards. But it's like, well, that just makes him look weak. That just makes him look like a chump. He's a jobber at this point. It's just they're not having that good balance.
You have to give him a couple wins. Like you can't just like hang him out to dry.
Right.
It's so fucking tough. Like because here's the thing, you can't keep on going back to the well of every babyface is an underdog. Because like you're gonna have like not everyone can overcome all the odds all the time and win in the end.
Right.
And if you keep on doing that, like a lot of people are gonna look stupid.
Right.
And it's hard to. It's uninteresting. Let me put it that way. It's uninteresting to book the I'm just better than you babyface without him walking the line between cocky heel,
Right.
It's like Ricochet. If Ricochet didn't do as many flips as he did, fucking God bless him for what he does. Like, who the fuck cares? He's unique in the sense that his moveset and his athleticism is leaps and bounds above already like a high bar.
Right.
So he'll be fine. But like you put him on the mic and fucking blows. At least he can tell a story in the ring.
Right.
Styles, I'm not counting for his runs. He's just a totally different story. Because you want to build baby faces that are that like late 20s, early 30s range. So you can have some guys in your stable,
Right.
But it's tough to do the I'm better than you in ring gimmick because everyone's so fucking good in the ring. And it's not unique.
Right.
And then you talk uniqueness and like what you got to do something to get people to stand out, but like you can't be so fucking absurd with it,
Right.
Oh man, that's look. I get people shit on WWE writing, but like it's fucking tough to even like come up with like a good baby face without going like to the well of always an underdog.
Right.
It's tough, dude. Like how? Because every fan now is a smart fan, so they know what the fuck's going on. Nobody really believes in them, so you gotta work with that shit too.
Oh my god!
And then you gotta play the meta game of you gotta work the lines between work and shoot. You gotta mention references. Oh Jesus Christ, dude! It would be awful to be a writer.
Right?
It would be fucking terrible. And how do you even like? The anti-authority babyface is one that should work a lot, but they killed it with Roman Reigns doing the same goddamn thing for 4 years.
Right.
It was the same fucking story every fucking year. And they try to recreate him as a Stone Cold Steve Austin. But the thing is, he wasn't as edgy as Austin, and he wasn't original as Austin. It was a one-time thing.
Right.
Like, anti-authority. You need an authority that people actually hate. Like, it's the same. It's Stephanie McMahon, Triple H. Fine. You've done that for the last 17 years. It's the same thing.
Right.
Oh, man.
But here's the weird thing about like the babyface thing. They with Baron Corbin, they have the perfect way to build a babyface, but they did it with a heel, wherein he kind of came out of nowhere. Yeah, because he was homegrown. He wasn't an indie wrestler whatsoever. So when they got him to NXT, they were able to just mold him into that. So the smarts couldn't really say anything or do any research. It was like, oh, well, he used to wrestle for PWG as the Muffin Man or something, so they can build up goodwill. He had no goodwill whatsoever, and he was just consistently. I mean, that's why. I mean, I like Corbin now. I mean, he sucked in NXT. He was a bad wrestler. He was, robotic on the mic. He still is now, but he's gotten a lot better, more confident now. But now he's just so hated because number one, people kind of separate him from the indie guys or whatnot. Where when people knows like, well, Seth Rollins, I remember him when he was Tyler Black and he was a better heel then or something like that. No, people hate him because like, well, this really is WWE's molded, creature. This is their monster that they created. And
there's no sense for Marks to go and say, well, I knew him in 2001. Like I was a fan of him before anyone else was, so I'm going to root for him regardless.
Right. So, but the way they can build a babyface is with somehow building a guy up in NXT to become this, let
me pose this.
Yeah.
You think today's crowd would respond positively, consistently, and to the degree of getting someone over to a mid to high level if they were a homegrown babyface that was scouted through the Performance Center and through NXT? Or is it effectively a prerequisite now to come from the Indies or Japan where you already have a following,
right,
and then work your way up? Because you're getting reactions, and you have a following, you're getting reactions, people know you, and they're invested in you already,
right?
So you're already at an advantage if that's you,
right?
I don't think it's possible for the WWE to create a homegrown natural babyface that's going to get over to a higher level.
Yeah.
That isn't hyper manufactured and then ultimately resented halfway through the push. And like Roman Reigns.
Right. And it's like Matt Riddle had the chance, but he's only been wrestling for a few years, but he wrestled for a few years and he was champion in the Indies. Right. So it's like he's already damaged goods, I guess. And then I don't see anyone
damaged goods in the sense of this argument.
Exactly. I mean, he's a killer. But, I mean, he's already has a name. He's already Matt Riddle. Everyone knew about Bro. Everyone knew he was, the hip weed guy or whatnot. And it's like, oh, man. But I don't see anyone anyone else in NXT that can even come. Maybe the Street Profits or
Velveteen Dream.
The Velveteen Dream. Yeah.
All right, so we'll profile Dream in a bit, but like it's hard, man. Like you're not homegrown people anymore. Like it doesn't work,
right? But
I mean, Dream. I don't think he's ever going to be a true babyface,
right?
Which makes sense. Mm-hmm. Because his gimmick is so like alien, outlandish,
right?
That it doesn't work, but like, hey man, like if you talk about the future, it's him.
Yeah. He's almost too talented to be a true babyface because I'd rather see him as like this crazy gold dust heel.
He's by gimmick.
Right, exactly. So
you can slot him as a heel against a baby, and it'll be fine. You can slot him as a baby against one of your top heels, he'll be fine.
Right. So I don't. Yeah,
we'll see. Yeah, we shall see. What I'm honest though, another thing, and I know it's like a joke, but I'm really concerned long term about the size of the guys that are coming up because they're just so fucking small,
right?
And it's nothing to do with their talent. Like they're all super talented. Adam Cole is one of the best on the mics, right?
Right.
Fucking Kyle O'Reilly, whomever, Ricochet. They're all 5'10". Like they don't look. It's another issue too. Like they don't look like superstars. They look like guys who go to your bar, who just work out.
Right.
Like they're not. Nobody has a superstar look.
Right.
Because they're all fucking 5'9.5".
Are we talking about AEW?
No, we're talking about we were talking about how you build a babyface in current WWE. And it went from going from tropes to talking about how everyone now is at a disadvantage because they're all like 5'9", 5'10". They don't look like superstars.
I know how you could have built a babyface.
How?
You could have had Rollins lose to Baron Corbin on Sunday.
So we talked about Rollins. Rollins is old. Rollins is stale.
Yeah, Rollins stale as fuck. I'm getting changed right now.
All right. So, Tom, effectively what you missed is there are like 4 tropes of babyface when you think about it. There's the underdog. You're Daniel Bryan from 2014. There's the anti-authority. You're Stone Cold Steve Austin. There's your I'm better than you and I know it, you know it, but I'm just not going to be a fucking asshole about it. AJ Styles, 2017. And then, what was the other one?
John Cena.
I forgot the other one.
John Cena.
He doesn't count. He's an anomaly. I forgot what the other one was.
Anti-authority? Did we already say that one?
Anti-authority, underdog, better than you.
Right.
There was definitely a 4th one. Doesn't matter.
Like an amateur guy, like a.
No, that's not a trope. That's just like a wrestling style.
Oh, okay.
But anyways, it's like, all right. Another point. Tom, do you agree with this? It's near impossible to get over as a babyface in current WWE unless you come from the indies. If you're a homegrown performance setter scouted and you don't have that following, it's near impossible to get over as a mid to high level babyface without A, the fans resenting you through your manufactured push, or B, having to turn heel and then work your way back.
I agree, but I have the exception that proves that rule.
Who?
Velveteen Dream.
Yeah, we talked about him. We said he's the one exception.
This is incredible. We're pretty copacetic here. It's good.
Yeah, we're on the same page. Heels are a different story, but like all right. Ricochet is the only one on the main roster. Well, I don't know. It's tough. Like there's so much work you have to put into a babyface to keep the crowd interested while still working the lines of, oh, he understands like the backstage lingo by dropping all these references, and it would be hell to be a writer. It's just so fucking tough to write for characters now. But yeah. Anyways, Raw sucked, and the women's match sucked, which is what we.
I thought they were chanting "This is awesome," but they were chanting "This is awful." I'm like, oh no!
And they were chanting AE Dub. They were chanting AE Dub.
Oh no!
Yeah. It was, dude. Both my roommates were watching. I always use them to gauge it. They had to leave like fucking halfway through the match to go to bed. So it just like killed them.
Oh no! What was wrong with it?
I had to have looked up like 3 times from what I was doing, and I was like, Christ, this is still happening.
So fucking on.
Where was Mella?
Yeah, when Carmella got eliminated, I'm like, all right, maybe a little bit quicker, but they had that triple threat rolling for like 18 minutes, dude.
Huh.
Yeah, it was a little long.
It's just none of them can work. Like, they can all semi-work, but none of them can, like, carry a 20-minute match.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then the men's battle royal only got, like, 10 minutes, which is fine if you want to push it, but they should have pulled 5 or 6 minutes from the women's match and given it to the main event. Objectively.
Agreed. Yeah, objectively. If we're gauging the men and women on the same scale, then yes.
I agree with that.
The women's division is weird because it's like, well, they have Becky Lynch, the top champion, engaged in a love affair with Seth Rollins doing, intergender matches and whatnot. But then it's like nothing else is going on. Like, what is Mandy Rose doing? She should be,
She's tagging with Sonya Deville.
Yeah, but they're in a...
Hello.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah, right.
They're in a third-rate storyline with Ember Moon. That Ember Moon got shot up to challenge at SummerSlam. So then, what are they going to do? I mean, and then that women's tag championship match was garbage. I don't know what the hell that was all about.
Yeah, because they're probably saving that for SummerSlam too.
Yeah, exactly.
SummerSlam's gonna have like fucking 16 matches this year. Fucking,
it's gonna be great.
Goddamn incredible.
But dude, like the women's division is stale as hell right now. It's a shame when Bayley.
It needs Sasha Banks. It needs a really good heel.
And then Charlotte's just, she just her first time on TV in a month, I guess. Like
who?
Charlotte.
Sasha hasn't been on TV since like WrestleMania.
Well, I'm Charlotte.
Oh yeah, I thought that I could have sworn they were going to put her against Bayley, but I guess they're having Liv Morgan work an angle now.
Right. All she does on Twitter.
What does she mean by when I come back? Does that mean she's going somewhere?
No, maybe she means like next week.
She might tweak her
gimmick. She
needs
to find herself.
Yeah, because Sarah Logan. Ooh. Because Sarah Logan and Ruby Riott are injured, so
none of it's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's no character in the women's division that's interesting. Sorry that you have to hear this and complain about it, but just no one's fucking interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Like once Rousey left, who cares about anyone?
Right.
Nobody.
I'm not sure.
Nobody cares.
No, it's sad, but it's true.
It's a good song.
It's not good. They're not doing anything with the Iconics either.
Yeah,
they gave him like 1.5 minute time slot against the fucking Kabuki Warriors, and then did like a count out,
which just sounds like an adult film.
Yeah, 1.5 minutes with Kabuki.
Yeah. Well, it's a foreign film. It's
Kabuki 1.5.
I watched a foreign student film the other day.
What was it? Kabuki Warriors 1.5?
It was something like that.
Oh,
interesting.
It was all shot in a POV. It was very interesting. Unnamed protagonist,
Whatever. Anyways, Raw was painful.
Mm-hmm.
Outside of the stuff at the club. Smackdown.
And, wait a minute. Before we move away from Raw, and the exciting return of our boy.
Oh, Bray Wyatt.
Oh, man.
Yeah, that was good. No, that was good. That was a good visual.
That was real good.
But now...
It's good shit.
Now let's see what kind of matches...
Good little shit.
There's some good shit.
He looks good, too.
That mask is kind of sick.
Dude, so
and I'm sure he'll knock off Finn Balor to SummerSlam. Balor takes that sabbatical that's been rumored, comes back, joins the club in the fall.
Mm-hmm.
Bada bing, bada
boom.
Boom.
But
I know, Tom, you were just waiting to hit up a realest guy in the room.
A what? Oh,
you missed the fucking gimmick, dude.
I missed it, yeah.
Anyways, SmackDown, Town Hall, whatever. What SmackDown, whatever. Orton pinned Kofi. Orton Kofi at SummerSlam will be good because that kind of comes full circle.
Right.
Oh, like, yeah.
Remember 10 years ago
when he called him a stupid idiot.
Yeah, he slapped his head, called him stupid. If Orton pins Kofi clean at SummerSlam,
man,
I'd love it.
Man, the heat.
The heat, dude.
Imagine the heat.
That's how you get a heel over. Dude, that's how you get a heel over. You haven't beat a fucking clean babyface. Oh, man. You haven't beat a fucking clean babyface. 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 You a good babyface. That's how you get a heel over. Or have him be Baron Corbin.
Baron Corbin is the most over heel in the history of professional wrestling.
Oh my gosh.
Modern era.
Yes.
Yeah, modern era.
So I'm pretty sure
I will fight anybody who argues otherwise because
he's got go away heat. We're not booing him because he's a good heel. We're booing him because we want him to leave. Yeah, that's the point.
You're getting worked.
You're getting worked. That's the character.
You're getting worked.
The smart fans are so stupid because they don't understand that they molded the business into what it is now, which is where everything's kind of blurred. So he's not playing a heel in the traditional sense. He's playing a heel for you because you're the ones who boo.
That's a very good point.
They're idiots.
Stupid
idiots.
Morons. Anyways. Oh, Nakamura and Ali, I'm sure they're going to work a gimmick. That's about it. You're not really missing much on SmackDown. Bischoff started today.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that would make sense why it was kind of just blah the past couple of weeks.
They've got like 2 weeks till SummerSlam, and they've got to fucking throw 10 matches on there.
They don't have 2 weeks till SummerSlam.
It's 8/11, dude.
Is it really that early?
8/11. It takes place on August 11th, 2019 at the Scotiabank Arena in Toronto.
Jesus,
Ontario.
why is it so soon?
Because they got to get those fucking network things up, brother. All right, they've got 3 shows. They've got 3 more weeks of build-up, which is not a lot.
I can't believe it's so soon.
I know. They should have done Extreme Rules late June.
Mm-hmm.
The whole pay-per-view schedule's fucked, but whatever. Tom.
Yes, sir.
I had to watch a death match.
Oh, did you watch it?
I did. It was fucking terrible. Have you watched it?
No.
All right. So it's fucking Tiger Jeet Singh versus like Yakozi Yoshi. And the opening of the death match is some old Japanese dude, I think is the promoter, wearing a tracksuit. And there's like a light piano in the background and like a jazz guitar. And there's no subtitles, by the way. And he's just like promoting the match for like 6 minutes. And they cut to these like dinghies that are just like rowing the wrestlers from the mainland to the island, because they're literally on an island.
It's pretty cool.
They like ferry them out to this grassy island, and in the background you can see like the city. So it's not even like tropical. Fucking Yakozi Yoshi, whatever his name is, he just looks like he's wearing yellow tights. That's his gimmick. And he's got like a half mullet. And then Tiger Jeet Singh comes out with a cape and a rapier, like a sword.
What?
It's just mouthing off. So when you think deathmatch, you think, I don't know, barbed wire. You think glass tubes, fire. You think hot dog and a handshake in Delaware. Like those are the things you think of, right?
Right.
This was the most boring 28-minute match of all time.
It was 28 minutes?
Really?
Like, I don't even cringe. I don't even like or want super violent wrestling. So it's just not my thing. But I was begging
cornet of you
for more action, because 75% of the match were like rest holds. Now, granted, a little more intense. So literally the opening of the match, Tiger Jeet Singh grabs Yakozi by the face and he's like pawing at his eyes. But he does it for like 4.5 minutes in the same position in the same side of the ring. And then they switch, and then Yoshi's got him in like this like decent looking leg ankle lock. And then they're choking each other again. It was just a lot of chokes. So I get it. It was violent, but it wasn't a death match. Jeet hits Yoshi, or whatever his name is, yellow tights, with like this stool. He shakes it off. Then Jeet Singh grabs his rapier, the sword, and just starts clocking yellow tights in the head with it. With the handle side, not the actual blade, because that'd be illegal.
Oh.
Busts him up. Yellow tights fights him off. Oh, the ring's only got 2 ropes, by the way. It's a 2-tiered rope. Yeah. It's this massive light blue ring with 2 ropes. Anyways, fucking yellow tights grabs like this tool from underneath the ring. It looked like kind of like a mixture of a hammer and a screwdriver. He puts it between his teeth, walks over to Tiger Jeet Singh, and just starts like slamming him on the head with it. Jeet Singh's busted open like a pig. Bleeding his out. Jeet Singh's wearing a black singlet, by the way. Nothing else. And like boots. It works though. Sometimes simpler is better.
Yeah.
Cut back to it. They're in like a leg lock and a choke thing again for another 6 minutes. Fucking Yellow Tights hits a back suplex. Jeet Singh is out in the ring. Finally, they're back in the ring. They're not fucking hitting each other with lawn chairs in the grass. Back in the ring. Back suplex. Picks him up. Hits like a full Nelson into a Uranagi. Doesn't even pin him. The match stops and they name Yellow Tights the winner. And they fucking like cart Tiger Jeet Singh off with like it's like a tarp over him. I guess make it seem like he died.
No.
They carry him out, load him up. Yellow Tights is walked off, puts on a jacket. It was bad. It was. So I'll give you this. It was punishment in the sense that it was painful to watch for the wrong reasons for a death match. So to that, I credit you because it was brutal to fucking push through. I'm just glad that they were able to get ferried home all right.
That's good.
So there's my punishment. It wasn't nearly as eventful as Rick's ordeal with Glow. And did you watch the second half, Rick?
I didn't.
You didn't?
I didn't.
That thing's gotta like compound.
Oh yeah.
You gotta watch.
Punishment should be for not finishing it. Is to not be able to deal out a punishment for Extreme Rules.
Or at least until.
Nah, because it's still gonna count. We can't keep on getting this thing of like not doing punishments.
Yeah. But
so Rick's got
actually,
your story last week made up for it, but it's still incomplete.
All right, so let's do it this way, because
what?
Actually, this is kind of full circle. Tom's punishment for getting
Tina and Ashley, Rick.
Tina and Ashley.
Tina's Ivory.
Yes,
and of course, Tina is Ivory.
Mm-hmm.
I'm surprised you didn't watch the match. I thought that'd be right up your alley.
With the matches?
Yeah, that's your thing.
Yeah. Well, the matches are weird because there was a certain amount of movie-like sentimentality to it. So they try to do it in like when they missed in the corner, you know how they run to the corner and they miss and she gets away. They slowed it down. And then they rewinded it and then slowed it down. It's like, boop, 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 and then, oh my gosh! So
wait. So what was that noise?
Yeah, you know how in the '80s noise is like what?
I was born in 1991. No, it sounds like Pac-Man.
Yeah, exactly. They're like whoa. They're trying to do an effect like, oh, they're about to get in there, but they're gonna miss. Oh my gosh! Whoa, and she gets off the way. And then it goes into full speed again. And they're like, oh my gosh. And then he makes the tag. It's just terrible editing. So I have to make sure to watch all the rest of the matches because it's going to be the same exact thing. I got to see the main event between Tammy Jones and Matilda DeHun. That's going to be awesome. I love
meat. What a gimmick. What a gimmick.
Oh,
all right, fine. You'll complete your shit.
All right.
Let's talk Extreme Rules.
Okay.
We had a good show on Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
We had a good show.
Yeah, it was good. Well, it was certainly the best show of the weekend.
Yeah, and we can, we'll touch on that.
Yeah.
We'll fight for the fallen later. So
we'll
Extreme Rules pre-show. Nakamura and Balor's first match. Crowd's kind of hot. Nakamura went clean, by the way. So he hits the knee to the back of the head, and then the Kinshasa 1, 2, 3. The Red Power Rangers, the new Intercontinental Champion. And we'll talk Balor later too. Second pre-show match. Pre-show title. Gulak versus Nice. Another good match. Another good 9-10 minute sprint. Philly's own Drew Gulak. Philly loved him. What's that? Did he pin? Was it a pin or a submission? I forget. Anyways, good sprint. Had a couple good segments. Get to the main card. They open up with Reigns and Undertaker versus McMahon and McIntyre, which worked. It just worked. I mean, Taker's entrance took up. So the segment itself took up 45 goddamn minutes. The whole thing.
Yeah, it was like 20 minutes before the match even started.
Oh yeah, because they had to do the whole video thing, and then Undercarter. Excuse me, I know you guys got confused. Undercarter's entrance took, like just 16 minutes. Reigns came out. Shane McMahon does a little dance. Here comes the money. Here we go. Blah blah blah. Whatever. But it worked in that they limited Carter's time. So all he had to do was get the hot stuff in, hit the hits. All one of them. Get the hits in, get the pin, sit up spot, tongue out.
It's kind of like what Aerosmith does now. They just like prop themselves up enough just to play the hits.
Every old rock and roll band.
Yeah, it's all the same. Yeah. We only want to hear the hits, Taker. We don't want we don't want you to go. We don't want to hear the new stuff, okay?
Yeah, preserve your hips. Preserve your hips.
That's everybody's bathroom break at a classic rock show when they break from the hits and then they go, all right, this is something from our new album. All right, I'm going to go to the bathroom.
All right.
Yeah, exactly. Nobody wants to hear
yeah. I'm sorry, Aerosmith. Nobody liked honking on Bobo, okay?
Exactly. So we get the first match. Taker wins. Carter and Roman win. Second match. The fuck was the second match? Oh, tag teams. Mm-hmm. Usos versus the Revival. Crowd was dead.
Of course.
Fucking dead. But it's still fine. It was still a good match. The Revival win with some shenanigans, which makes sense. They needed that W. I'm going to pull up the card because I can't remember the order, but I don't remember the matches when I'm talking about them.
No. The middle was kind of dead until you got to Braun Strowman, so it was.
So there were a couple reports from the live crowd that live thought they were hot.
Yeah,
live crowd thought they were hot, but there were some mic issues, I guess. Aleister Black Cesaro, great 10-minute match. Black hit, dude. All right, so when Cesaro went for that, he does his springboard, turnaround uppercut. Black clocks him with the goddamn knee, the pump knee.
Mm-hmm.
Great spot. And then they do the whole ending finish I like with a sequence that, clothesline dog, kicks, blah, 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 out of nowhere, Black Mass, 1, 2, 3. Works perfectly. I think the Black Mass has some potential to be one of, if not the most popular finisher after the RKO.
Mm-hmm.
Just based off of its ability to come out of nowhere.
And he can hit it on anybody.
Yeah, and it looks good.
Yeah, no, he's a master of it. He's not kicking him in the head.
Kick him in the jaw.
But
the cheek.
Kinda is.
I mean, it's technically the head. What do you think about it?
No, I mean, I know he's kicking him in the head, but he's definitely landing it soft somehow. Otherwise everybody would have a concussion after him. Like Del Rio. Del Rio was just kicking people in the fucking head.
Well, Del Rio was, we talk about below a lot. And
yeah, he was a lot. Speaking of Shane McMahon, Alberto Del Rio.
They did Shane dirty. They made him come out first.
Yeah, that's true.
No time to prepare.
Yeah, he needs to loosen up.
You get a little jolt. He looked sober. You segue into the handicap match for the women's championship. Whatever. It's Bayley won. That's what you got.
Next match.
Strowman Lashley, last man standing. Fun little gimmick.
Yeah, it was a good match.
Had him work into the backstage area, in the concession stand. And then Braun hit the running power slam off of not the stage, but one of the
like tunnels.
Yeah, off the top of the tunnel through like a very clearly set up staging area. But good spot. You know, he does the whole the horror movie gimmick where he bursts through the walls and then won. So yeah, the crowd was into it.
Yeah,
which is fine for a marquee crowd like Philly. For an ancestrally bred shithole town like Philadelphia. For a town full of fucking degenerates in every sense of the word. For a town full of
deplorables,
monstrous, just decrepitly poor, stuffing their goddamn mouth with cheese whiz and shitty beef cutlet. For a disgusting town so full of a team that took 175 years to win one Super Bowl. For a town full of 70-year-old men living with their 120-year-old moms.
They make it to 120?
They were a good crowd for Strowman and Lashley. Yeah, there's something in the water there. Anyways, New Day. Oh, dude, the triple threat match for the tag titles too. The spot where Big E caught Daniel Bryan on the moonsault, kept him up. Big ending, 1, 2, 3. Or the midnight special, whatever they call it.
Midnight hour.
Great spot.
Midnight special.
Name the band.
Shine a light on me. Oh, I don't know.
CCR.
Is it CCR?
Yeah, what does CCR stand for?
Creedence Clearwater Revival.
All right, just want to make sure.
What does ELO stand for?
Electric Lights Orchestra.
Yeah, I love ELO.
ELO only has a couple songs.
Yeah, that's true. But they have a couple instrumentals that are really good. Just instrumentals.
Interesting. Who's that guitarist? Is that Mark Knopfler?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. The guy
But
who's always playing with
kind of like the Allman Brothers, where they have they're just kind of like a jam band, and they have like a couple of good instrumentals. There's a good couple.
No, sorry, go ahead.
I'll send you an ELO song.
Okay. No, Showdown, ELO. Great song.
Yeah.
So, anyways, then we start AJ Styles, Ricochet. Crowd's into it. AJ Styles, Ricochet. Gallows can come out. You know they're going to do shenanigans. Styles and Ricochet obviously work a great match. Nobody's shocked by that. Gallows and Anderson interfere at the end. Classic Bullet Club shenanigans. Styles hits a second ropes clash. 1, 2, 3. You knew
that was he did it like backwards too.
Yeah,
that was cool.
Yeah, I mean Ricochet is athletic enough to take that.
Yeah, but I haven't seen that before.
So it's good work, good match. Probably the best match on the show. I would say. I'm also biased. So. You could argue that the tag triple threat was up there. That was good. Styles Ricochet was better. Owen Ziggler, exactly what it needed to be. Walk out, stunner, 1, 2, 3. It was perfect. Get the crowd popping.
Yeah, that was good. I didn't expect that.
No. It makes sense, though, in the grand scheme of things, because the show already ran to like fucking 10:56 or whatever. There's 13 goddamn matches. All right. Whatever. Kofi versus Samoa Joe. Samoa Joe was an average match. It was, you didn't miss anything. The only thing good was Joe's pre-match promo in the backstage in Gorilla, which I think what they're going to start doing with them now a lot.
It's so much better.
Yeah, and it works for him too. Then it cuts right to Dan, Joe, whatever. Kofi wins. No Brock. Then you get Rollins, Becky Lynch versus Corbin and Evans with the single greatest cinematographic
camera work.
Yeah, the greatest bit of camera work in modern history
since the Attitude Era.
Even then.
Well, I really enjoyed the camera work when Terry Reynolds would like bend over the rope.
Oh yeah, okay, fair. But it's just so jarring. I know. I mean, fucking Terry Reynolds was always cold.
It looked like
very
it, at
cold.
least.
Very cold.
It looked like it. She probably had low. She probably had an iron deficiency. Really.
Oh,
Is that what it is?
Well, yeah. If you're cold all the time, it's an iron deficiency. Usually.
Interesting.
So yeah, like how chicks are always cold. They need to eat more red meat.
Mm.
Well, red meat's good for you.
I know it sounds sexual or whatever, but
dude, so I went up to this bison farm that's like 40 minutes outside of where I live.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
15 minutes through the city and then 20 minutes on the highway, so it's not that bad. Total, like, it's its own like farm, like bison and shit. Like they feed them grass.
They feed them
selling. Yeah, it was. I saw the bison. I inspected them. Fantastic meat. Bison's a fantastic red meat for you. I don't know if you guys are bison guys, but
I haven't had it. I would love to try it.
do it. It's worth. I'm sure they have farms out.
I like exotic meats.
It's not even exotic. It's not even really, that gamey. It tastes kind of similar to beef. It's just like a little bit richer.
Well, it is. It's a wild cow.
Yeah,
right.
It's a jacked cow.
I mean, is that every grocery
wild cow?
Is that every grocery store now? It was becoming popular with like CrossFitters and like
Joe
Rogan.
Rogan.
It's just a healthy meat. Mm-hmm. No, Rogan does Axis deer.
Deer. Elk. You ever tried elk meat?
No.
Have you ever tried? Have you ever tried DMT from this solar system?
Oh. But I got this. It's this ground meat grinder.
Yeah.
So I got it at Shoppers. It looks like a mace, like a medieval mace, and you just like stick it in there and like twist it around. It's perfect. Anyways, I recommend the bison, but it's super healthy too. It's like 95.5 like fat content. It's leaner, more protein, less cows. Delicious.
And there's a less chance of it being like farmed, I think, right?
No, so they bison has different FDA regulations on it.
Right.
Well, they can't do close to the same shit that they do to cows, which is literally fucking keeping them in like goddamn huts and then like blowing grain at them, tell them to fucking feast on it. Even the grass-fed stuff is like they feed them grass for a bit and then finish them with grain to fucking throw on some pounds. That's what happens. Anyways, enough about bison. Let's talk about not only Lacey Evans' butt, which looked fantastic, and her having Seth written on it is icing on the cake.
Now you see why I'm so flabbergasted by this young lady.
Yeah, dude. I mean, she's a looker and she's got charisma.
Oh yeah, man.
She just like can't really wrestle. Her moonsault though
is great.
Her moonsault was good. The double jump. That looked good. That was a good spot. It's better than Charlotte's.
Yeah.
Might not be better than Io Shirai's, but it's still...
Yeah. Hers is similar to Christopher Daniels. Christopher Daniels' moonsault is pretty good.
The BME?
Yeah, the kind of that arching...
Fucking Mark.
Huh. Yeah, what's up, Tom?
No, I'm talking about him.
Who? Chris Daniels?
Mark for himself, naming the move the best moonsault ever.
It is.
He's 50 years old.
He is 50 years old.
Yeah.
Nothing about Christopher Daniels is the best ever.
He had a pretty good
Oh, no. He had the best triple threat of all time.
Oh, I don't know.
What Samoa Joe and AJ Styles, right?
Yeah. TNA Unbreakable.
Yeah.
2005.
I actually watched that match. It was pretty good.
You know what's so great about it? They stayed in the fucking ring together. It wasn't like 2 in, 1 out like they do now.
Right.
And it was in a smaller 6-sided ring. So, anyways, the end of days that Becky Lynch took was phenomenal.
It was fantastic.
It worked so fucking perfectly.
And it was like out of nowhere too. It was just such a surprise. And of course, like Tom brings up, it hurts. Like the end of days hurts Baron Corbin more than it hurts the opponent. I mean, it's basically a backflop, and then the only real bump
he rock bottoms himself.
Yeah, rock bottoms himself. So it's like it's a great safe and if we all saw the Lacey Evans chair mistake.
Oh, when it bounced out of her hand.
How about the people talking about how that was just as bad as Cody Rhodes?
Nowhere close. The chair fucking slipped.
Yeah, that was clearly an accident.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was a nervous accident.
It's just damage control.
Whereas the other guy just decided to fucking
take a headshot.
Take a headshot. Yep.
I refuse to blame Sean Spears for that.
He told Sean Spears to hit me in the head. That's what happened.
Yeah, because he wants to get himself over, daddy.
Yeah.
Anyways, crowd
Dusty Rhodes.
Crowds is in shock after this end of days. I like the finish because Rollins goes berserk.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, the finish was great.
Yeah,
where Rollins flipped out.
Yeah. Lesnar comes out, fucking using the Money in the Bank briefcase like a boombox, which is the funniest gimmick of all time. Cashes in, hits a couple Germans, F5, 1, 2, 3. Becky and Seth look miserable. Crowd hates it. Good show.
Really good show.
Good show. In terms of pick'ems, Ricky only won because of his fervorish devotion and some, not necessarily me, but some would say psychopathic, sycophantic dedication to the undercarder. Some would say that. That's the only reason he won.
It's called admiration for the Undertaker. Okay, go ahead.
I mean, that's your words, not mine. You're wrong. Other than that, we tied. So whatever. But Tom lost. More important.
Oh my God, he lost
by quite a bit,
bigly.
So some would say, again, right? Not me.
Mm-hmm.
Even though they might say it, I would probably agree with it, but I'm not saying it directly. Okay. Some would say, Tom, that your win, quote unquote, your win, or when the title was transferred to you for a little bit, was a fluke. Some would say that.
Allegedly.
Some would say that.
I would disagree.
I would possibly agree with them, and I'm leaning more towards agreeing. But fluke.
You just heard it through the grapevine.
Has been thrown out.
Yeah,
fluke has been thrown out. That's all I'm saying.
Well, these are very severe words,
Severe words from the general populace.
Fluke.
As a friend, as a co-host, as a professional partner, I would never try and embarrass you on air or tarnish your reputation. Right. Now, some might say that when you were in possession of the championship, you tarnished its reputation. I would never say that. But there's a growing feeling in the community that's intriguing to me. Intriguing that you tarnished the reputation of the title.
Right. That's going around in the African American community too, actually. So we second that, actually.
Tom, again, I'm not saying this at all. I'm not implying this. These are not my words. These are not my direct feelings. Although I can understand it, and I may or may not agree with some things being said.
Right.
Or all things. Ricky, on the other hand, has the gall to speak for an entire community.
That's true, Ricky. That's
it's very assumptuous.
No, it's not.
Right?
I'm just a representative. That's all.
I'm pretty sure it is. I'm pretty sure it's very assumptuous. And it's very ironic to me that we have an alleged reputation tarnisher and fucking Captain Assumption over here. Captain, I represent the whole race, Rick, as the last two champions, which is, frankly, and these are my direct words, citing allegations that I may or may not agree with, that it's disgusting to me as a former champion that this is what the title has become. Anyway, I'm done on my rant. But Ricky, I'm sure you have some things to say because you always got things to say. So what?
Look, I got nothing.
What is it, bud?
I got nothing to say. After I demolished you guys, by the way, Extreme Rules.
That's a little. That's a little much.
A certain gentleman was in Philadelphia as well. Mr.
I was.
Mr. Jeremiah Fresh. He was there.
He was.
Yeah, he was just in Philly. I don't know why though. It was just weird.
Did we ever figure out what war he was in?
He said that he was in the Great War.
The World War One.
Hey, Ricky, pause real quick.
Yeah.
Tom, I hope the Golf Club 2 is a lot more interesting than the podcast that we're doing right now.
Oh, I'm not play. It was on. I just have it. I didn't. Yeah. It was just on my computer when I came home.
I sounded the same when my parents almost caught me masturbating when I lived at home when I was a teenager. I was asleep.
I'm not playing. It was just on.
Anyways, Rick, continue your diatribe.
Yeah. Well, this is an acceptance speech for the new champion, by the way. But it was just me and him. We went in town. We got some vegan pho. It was delicious. And then we went to the script.
Wait.
Yeah.
Jeremiah didn't eat vegan pho. Him and I talked about that.
Well, he just tagged along. I was meeting up with some people there, and he just tagged along. He was. Well, that's none of your business. The champion does what the champion does.
It is.
All right.
It is my business.
If you want to get vegan pho in Philadelphia, we just do it. All right. And then we went to the Script Club.
Okay.
And then we did our thing for like 3 to 13 hours there. And then I came back home.
That's an absurd length of time.
Look, I didn't tell you it might have been 30 minutes. It might have been 17 hours. I don't know. You tell me.
You
tell me.
Jesse, tell him to don't tell me to tell him what he did.
Who am I talking to?
Hey, Jesse, good to have you on the show.
Yeah, thank you for having me back. I used to be the governor of Minnesota.
I respected that a lot. Ricky here.
I represented the Republican Party. However, I have problems with what is happening in the party today.
Right. Yeah, same.
I am a true independent.
You're in the Baja. You're in the Baja. Chimpanzees with a polar bear.
I spend less than 6 weeks
Jesse,
of the continental United States. I have a vacation home in Hawaii.
Former Governor Ventura.
Yes.
Can you explain to Ricky over there why it's rude to tell someone to tell you something that they know?
I don't know what's going on right now.
You have to.
I did DMT with Joe Rogan.
But
have you ever done ayahuasca in the Baja with Phil? Damn it! With the Lakers head coach,
Phil Jackson.
Have you ever done ayahuasca in the Baja with Phil Jackson inside of a 1984 Sprinter van?
That's very specific.
Well, it was at least 140 degrees inside of the van, 170 with the heat index, and we were tripping.
What were you doing in a Sprinter van?
I was doing ayahuasca with Phil Jackson.
Who? That's the Lakers head coach?
Former Lakers head coach.
But what year was
this? And former Knicks head coach.
Correct.
I mean, he was...
Why were you with Phil Jackson?
He lives in the Baja.
But he was an active coach. I mean, when did this happen?
This was before I was the governor of Minnesota.
So that was he was the coach of the Bulls then. He was winning championships. How did he have
correct.
time? Oh.
You said it, Jesse, you said it was before he was a head coach.
It takes... No, I never said that.
You did say that.
No,
you did.
Never said that.
You said that, Jesse.
You tell me what I said.
You said this is before he was a head coach.
That's what you said. That's what you said.
No, that's what you said.
No. That's what you said I said.
No, that's what I'm saying you said.
I wrestled Bob Backlund in the Philadelphia
Spectrum for 45 minutes to a draw. I know. We fucking telling us every time. Anyway, so we got it.
Hulk Hogan stole my gimmick.
We got it. He did. Yeah. All right, thank you, Jesse.
You're very welcome. It's always a pleasure, boys.
Yep,
Okay.
Every time. It's every time. You just ask him a simple question. He starts talking about some C-list celebrity that has no idea that had nothing to do with the story.
Well, Bill Jackson isn't a C-list celebrity. I mean, I guess
B-list.
He's not really a celebrity.
Yeah, sports are a different beast.
Yeah, he's a B-list sports celebrity, I would think.
But he's talking about sprinter vans in the Baja. And all we're asking him is to give Ricky a lesson on how not to tell people what to tell him.
He didn't even do that. It sounds wild, though. I mean...
Oh, all right, Ricky. What did you and Jeremiah do at the strip club for 30 minutes to 13 hours in that time frame?
No,
at the fake pho place.
No, you got it all wrong. No, it wasn't a fake pho place.
Oh my god, are you gonna do the whole bit like you did last week, where we asked which half of the fucking glow thing that you watched and you kept on trying to explain the halves?
Look,
I get to it. Sorry.
Okay, just leave us alone, all right? Because you can't pronounce the places that was it fuck Cali? Like I don't it was a weird place, all right? We just went there. It was around the corner of the strip club. All right? We got some pho. Well, he got some chicken wings. And then we went there. We were there for I think like 17 minutes, or it was maybe like overnight into the next Monday that we were there for.
Okay.
But yeah,
you're talking 72 hours.
It might have been 72 seconds, or it might have been 72 hours. I don't know.
Did you do salvia? I mean,
no, not salvia. No. Jeremiah had the sticky of the icky. I didn't partake, of course, because I was only at the strip club for only 13 minutes.
I pictured Jeremiah.
Ricky.
Look, I'm just trying to explain to you the celebration.
13 hours to 13 minutes, dude.
I picture Jeremiah as the guy who's saying he has like the best weed, but he's been getting the same weed from the same guy for like 30 years, and it's just trash now.
And he's never gotten a price lowered.
Yeah, it's got seeds and stems still, and it's like,
well, he gets.
I mean, it's fine.
He gets his weed from Minnesota from a guy. His name is JV. He gets it from a JV in Minnesota. Yeah.
No, he doesn't.
How did you find out about this?
Jesse, go. We don't need you in the conversation. We'll get you next week. We'll get you your spot next week.
Yeah.
Thank you, Jesse.
Goodness gracious.
You just got to be direct with them.
I'm behind the organization
Jesse,
to raid Area 51. They can't get all of us.
All right, now we're talking.
They can't get all of us.
Who you and all right? So it's 15 miles to like get to the gates. So you're gonna lose 60% of the fat asses running in the first mile.
And then
they're all just gonna drop off.
Do you know anything about sieging a castle?
I'm more of a defending the castle kind of guy.
It's all about attrition.
It's all about exploiting a weakness, Jeff.
Right.
Would you like to join us?
No, I'm not interested.
No,
okay.
Not at all. No.
Thank you for the invite, though. I do appreciate coming directly from you.
Yeah.
As opposed to like a Facebook meme. But
August 21st.
Right, we'll
keep that in mind. We'll keep that in mind. Thank you. August 21st. Okay, we got you.
All right, Ricky. So what's the point?
But the point was the celebration was great. All right, but for legal reasons, I can't tell you the exact length. But I can tell you that I am the new 5-star wrestling champion, world heavyweight champion, by the way. And of course, this is going to be the longest reign. I'm going to win SummerSlam. I'm going to win NXT. I'm going to win every other pay-per-view after that. Sure. All the way through 2020. That's what's going to happen.
You're holding it through 2020?
I'm going to hold it through 2020.
Okay, Rick. Okay, Rick.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Keep wrestling great again, all right?
That's fair.
I love that slogan. I don't know why I love that slogan, but I do.
Oh, okay. But I do. Speaking of making you great, Tom, I have a punishment for you, buddy. So I
lay it on me.
All right. So this kind of I guess is full circle of the bad terrible wrestling you maybe endure with Glow. And you made.
I thought you said you loved it.
I did love it, but it was a terrible production value. It was horrible.
Ricky, you said someone cut an awesome promo.
Yeah.
And then you quote said the promo was, she said, "I'm going to kick your ass."
Yeah.
And then end quote.
Yeah. It was a good promo for 1984.
It's all right.
It's better than a Tom McGee promo. Listen here, sucker. I'm going to win the match. Is that Booker T? Booker T knows how to talk?
Yeah. I mean, he's got marbles in his mouth.
Oh, gotcha.
You're looking real jacked, baby.
Hulk Hogan, I'm looking for you. Okay.
Hulk Hogan, I'm coming for you.
It just looks.
All right, what's the punishment?
Okay, so do you guys remember the Google Drive that we have?
Yeah.
So I dropped in there a Stardom video. So you know AEW's women division is pretty good, and they have a certain.
Not really.
They have a certain B. Priestley in there.
Oh, the chick who concussed the only real marketable star in their company?
Yes, that one.
Right. The one who is dating Will Ospreay and tries to steal all his moves?
Yes, that one.
The one who is trying to... Well, I won't say that, but who has chosen to date a mediocre star on the indie scene right now?
I wouldn't go with that. He's top 5, man.
Are you making him watch a Stardom match?
Well, not just any Stardom match. It's a 30-minute Stardom match.
No.
Between Bea Priestley and Kagetsu.
In what world do these chicks think they can run a 30-minute match?
Well, they just ran fucking 24 minutes on Monday.
I'm glad you said that. And the PWI...
Well, that's the WWE.
And the PWI Top 100 from 2018, Kagetsu was ahead of Toni Storm. She was ahead of Natty.
From when? 2015?
2018.
Oh.
So she was ahead of a lot of good wrestlers. Ruby Riott. So yeah. So you're gonna watch that 30-minute match, and I would like to get There's 2 matches in there. There's another 30-minute Stardom match, but it's a tag team match. And I was going to tell you which one do you like better and give me 3 reasons why.
Oh, boy.
Yep. Japanese.
Challenge accepted.
All right. Japanese women's wrestling for you, buddy.
Oh, Tom, that sounds brutal, dude. Sorry.
See, it's not a punishment for me because I love women's wrestling.
Yeah.
But Tom...
Right. Yeah, you love watching women's wrestling.
Yeah, very much with my pants off.
Yeah, that's what I'm...
that's a little...
Yeah, it's
a little much.
Yeah, a little much. But on these 2 matches, you're going to have your pants on because these are professional wrestling matches. It's great, man. Have fun.
All right, so I just looked up the official time for the women's match on Monday. 25 minutes, 35 seconds.
Ooh.
Jesus. All right. So here's a thought. What's your guys' opinions on this trend where Vince doesn't want wrestling matches going on during commercial breaks? I think it's fucking awful. It takes the crowd out of the matches. You're getting these convoluted 2 out of 3 falls matches or false finishes so they can cut the break for 3 minutes and then back. Like it's so bad.
Weird.
It's strange.
Yeah, it's just like if you're in the live crowd, it has to like deflate you.
And then we're getting these YouTube videos of like Dana Brooke and like Mojo Rawley cutting these like weird, like inspirational, motivational promos and stuff.
Well, Dana Brooke I'm fine with, but like Mojo.
Yeah, and like No Way Jose is like, oh, vote for me. It was like,
isn't he just in the Congo line?
Yeah.
Isn't that Jose's gimmick?
No way.
He's still doing that?
No way. Jose. No way. Jose. No way.
Do you know what Jose had an opening match at a takeover with fucking Austin Aries?
Wow.
Right?
Yeah.
Right?
Where's that guy anyway?
Right?
He's pissing off some promoter for some goddamn reason.
Jesus, what happened to him? Oh, well. Oh, well.
Yeah,
Screw
exactly.
him.
Oh,
Screw
well.
him. Speaking of pissing off promoters, I just listened to a Cornette bit about our man Sami Callihan pissing off. Well, that anyone's able to piss off Cornette, but about how Callihan was a booker for MLW, Major League Wrestling.
Major League, oh yeah,
yeah.
If you have to call yourself a Major League, right?
But
okay.
but in the same realm as MLW was Evolve.
Okay.
So, I guess we can have Tom talk about his experiences watching Evolve and
man, these all sucked. These all sucked.
Everything. So I'll say this. Let me clip in really fast.
Mm-hmm.
I barely watched any Fight for the Fallen.
Mm-hmm.
I came back Saturday pretty drunk and watched while eating 7-Eleven and an assorted bag of 7-Eleven food. I watched Riddle versus Gulak, which was good. And then I watched Cole versus Tozawa, which wasn't great. But it wasn't bad. Cole worked his stuff. I just don't find Tozawa. Yeah, he doesn't do it for me. But Gulak Riddle was good. Anyways, Tom, floor's yours.
There's not much to say. Nothing was very good. I mean, neither show was anything to write home about. Not that anybody writes letters anymore. But they blew the AEW with their gimmicky bullshit. Okay, and there's nothing. I don't know what to say about it.
But then coming out at the end with a fucking big jumbo check.
Yeah, and then the bullshit.
This isn't about us. This is about the victims, and they come out at the end.
The bullshit and the hypocrisy from Kenny Omega's tweet, and it's like, and then it makes me sick. And then you do this. You do that. If it wasn't about the money, this would have happened after the show. This would have happened, not on the live feed. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If it was really about just for charity, then you wouldn't have even put this. You wouldn't even put this on television or on available for people. So no, this was this. They wanted to this show. They wanted to, have their cake and eat it too, or whatever, or butter both sides of the bread, or whatever fucking idiom you want to use. Okay, because everybody who says, "Oh, this wasn't like a major show for them. This was just like a charity thing." No, it was definitely a pay-per-view because they put it out there for people to see. If it was just a charity thing, then they would have just had the show without showing it online. And then the people who say like, okay, this was just third, it's all bullshit. This was a bullshit move to be like a social justice warrior, and then they brought the big check out at the end like a bunch of campy motherfuckers. Okay, Shad Khan came walking out with his AEW t-shirt over his shirt and tie, like he just pulled it off the merch rack. It was just.
You are not a fan.
What?
You are not a fan.
And no, I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan because they're hypocrites. It's not anything different. They're not changing the world with professional wrestling. They're just trying to get some bullshit social justice warrior points. Okay, they're just trying to appease this niche crowd that thinks they hate WWE, but maybe they just don't like watching pro wrestling as much as they used to anymore because they're adults now. And that's kind of like us, but we still like pro wrestling. We like good matches. We like to watch a good match. We don't need. I don't understand these people that like say like, oh, AEW is better matches. No, they're not. They've had 3 fucking shows now, and they haven't produced a better show on the weekend than WWE or a competitive show, whatever. Double or Nothing. What was like right around that time was like
Takeover.
Yeah, and then it wasn't as good, and then then they had TakeOver 25, which was the week after fucking Fyter Fest or whatever, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was way better. And then this weekend, the Evolve show. The Evolve show wasn't good. I mean, it was a low kind of production value. You know, it's cool if you like that like indie vibe. I particularly don't. I mean, I grew up on watching some old ECW here and there, but I mean, other than that, like it just always seemed like low rent. But I love pro wrestling, so I'll watch it. I'll check it out. And it was just, you know, other than Riddle Gulak, other than the three like main events, it wasn't great either. But it was better than AEW because AEW is supposed to be this world changing thing, and it's not. It's not going to be that.
Speaking of world
changing,
changing,
it's very clear it's not going to be that.
I agree. You could rant about AEW for hours, but we have 4 matches in the tournament.
Ooh.
They're the finals of each division.
Yes.
So we're going to start with the South. Classic feud. Undertaker's Rollin', which is done by the WWE's favorite band, Limp Bizkit, going up against Batista's I Walk Alone. Ricky, who you got and why?
I have to take I Walk Alone. It's one of my favorites. It's just better. It's better than Rollin'. I mean, Limp is not their top 5 best songs.
No, Limp
anyway.
Bizkit is the WWE's favorite band, and Rollin's objectively the only reason Undertaker was ever good, and it's also objectively a better song than I Walk Alone, which I enjoy. But Rollin', fantastic thing.
Right.
Tom?
I gotta go Batista. I Walk Alone.
Yes.
You guys with the machine guns and the pyros.
Hell yeah, man.
Entrance marks.
It's good stuff.
All right, so Batista's I Walk Alone wins the South. And it's path to the division pennant. It beat the Revival. It beat Billy Kidman, which frankly, you know, bullshit. It beat Line in the Sand.
Mm-hmm.
And then it beat Rollin'.
Mm-hmm.
So that's not easy. We'll say that.
It's yeoman's work.
Yeah. It's a hard day's night. Beatles.
I had a rough week there last night.
Is that what?
That's a Kramer.
Oh.
From Seinfeld, dude. He's like, he goes. It's when he finds the old set to the Merv Griffin show in the trash, and then he sets it up in his apartment. So then every time they walk into his apartment, it's like walking into like a late like a '60s talk show.
Right.
So then like he was like Newman's talking about like mail, and he's like, all these packages got shipped to Albuquerque, and Kramer looks at the camera and he goes, Albuquerque. I had a rough week there one night.
Here's our North Finals. And this is a blood feud from the mid-2000s that I think is underrated. It's Edge's Never Gonna Stop, done by Rob Zombie, going up against Matt frickin' Hardy's Live for the Moment, done by Monster Magnet.
Mm-hmm.
Tom, who do you got and why?
That was done by Monster Magnet?
Yeah.
I know them from a Mitch Hedberg joke. But I gotta go with Edge's theme.
Never Gonna Stop?
Never Gonna Stop.
Ricky?
What can Matt Hardy do? He can punch a tornado or
Slap a tornado.
Slap a tornado? All right.
Dry up a sea.
And dry up a sea.
Dry up Lita's vagina because she wanted to bang Edge instead.
And now Lita got the short end of the stick in this whole thing.
What do you mean?
Well, Matt Hardy's fucking banging Reba Hardy, has his mansion, has 3 beautiful kids. Even though it was very tough to be Matt Hardy.
Right.
We'll talk about that later. Who you got, Rick?
Yeah, Edge's theme.
Edge. Yeah, same here.
Yeah. I don't even know how Matt Hardy made it this far.
He didn't have like the hardest.
Oh. Okay, yeah.
Tournament matchups.
Interesting.
Okay.
Yeah.
Edge moves on. Edge defeated. Who did he beat? Oh, he beat Enter Sandman. Beat Aleister Black's Root of All Evil. He beat Break the Walls Down. And then he beat Matt Hardy again.
Oh, gotcha.
Remember when he beat Matt Hardy in a loser goes to SmackDown ladder match?
Wasn't it just loser leaves Raw?
Yeah. With the implication.
Right.
The
implication.
The implication. All right. Next up, in a battle of ECW, you've got the Dudley Boys get the tables. Going up against RVD's One of a Kind. And let me go first by saying it's RVD very easily for me. Even though I like a couple of lines in the Dudley Boys theme, and overall it's a catchy song, it doesn't come close to RVD's for me. It's a pretty handy win. There's not much I need to say in terms of thematics. It's not a big argument for me. It's just RVD's kind of hands down is better than the Dudley Boys. But Tom, who you got and why?
I got to go RVD too.
Okay. Ricky?
Yeah, it's a clean sweep.
You on RVD?
Oh, yeah.
There are a lot of blowouts. I'm finding shit. There's a lot of blowouts in these theme songs that I'm seeing.
I think we all have our favorites.
A little bit more of an argument, but I'll take it. So RVD's path to victory. He beat the Shield's theme. He beat Taz's theme. So I don't think Tom still knows how that goes.
He still doesn't know.
he beat the Undisputed Era, and then he just beat the Dudley Boys to win the East.
He just starts humming Jessica. Is that Taz's theme?
That's the Allman Brothers. Are you guys Dwayne Allman guys?
I like the Allman Brothers.
Sky Dog.
There is
that's a great nickname.
There's an Allman Brothers theme tribute band coming to the Wicomico Civic Center.
The Wicomico.
Nice.
Yeah.
No, it's pretty sure it's the Wicomico, dude.
Yeah, Wicomico. Yeah. WWE, every single time WWE came to town, they were like, the Wicomico Civic Center. I'm like, that's not how you say it.
It's fucking getting jacked up over there.
Yeah.
Well, not everybody grew up or went to Salisbury University. They wouldn't know all the Native American, the indigenous people's, language.
Isn't that like Iroquois?
Chincoteague, Assateague, Assawoman Bay.
Well, how about all your townships in Pennsylvania?
Well, the townships in Pennsylvania, yeah, there's a lot of natives here, too.
Yeah, a lot of KKK up there, too.
Schuylkill.
Oh.
Anyways, our final matchup, I think the one that's going to be the toughest to decide, and what has been the best division, by far. We've got AJ Styles, Phenomenal. They don't want none going up against Edge's Metalingus, performed by Alter Bridge. Tom, who you got and why?
Edge's Metalingus, performed by Alter Bridge.
Ricky?
Yeah, Metalingus, yeah.
Wow, I was going to lean Phenomenal, but I'll go Metalingus.
Nice.
I was cool with both of these.
Yeah.
Edge now has 2 theme songs. Edge could very well go up against himself.
Right.
So Edge's path to victory beat This Fire Burns and Metalingus. This is a super impressive path to victory. Beat This Fire Burns, CM Punk, good song. Beat The Game by Motorhead, which I thought would have been the finals. He beat Just Close Your Eyes.
Oh my gosh.
And then he beat AJ Styles' theme song, which is like a modern pop one.
That's like the when you're on the World Cup draw and you get the what is it, the bracket of death or something, or the
yeah. Anyways, we next week we've got our North South and then our East West, so we've got our conference championships to meet up in the finals. So, any Rick, I know you got a jet soon. Any closing thoughts on the Land of the Rising Sun?
Well, yeah, I think so. Yeah, I'm very excited about John Moxley continuing on his impressive run so far. He's 2-0. Of course, we knew from last week that Tanahashi and Okada had a really good match. But yeah, right. I'm excited for the rest of it. Taichi lost, unfortunately, but I do like all the Suzuki-gun members to rebound from this. But I have a lot of catching up to do with New Japan. If you would,
is Mike dead?
What?
Is he responding?
I don't know. This is a weird night for him.
Huh?
Yeah, he's been kind of off. I think we should just stop it there.
Right.
Yeah, we got to check on our producer. Thank you for joining us.
Episode 29. We'll catch you next week. Next week, Conference Championships. Episode 30.
Follow us on all the social medias with the number 5 IVE Wrestling at whatever.
Instagram.
5-star show. 5-star show.
Mm-hmm.
5 show. We'll get the Instagram up. We got to show the pick'ems board and Tom's atrocious picks.
No, I'm not showing that one.
All right. Have a good Wednesday.
All right. Bye.
Peace.